I coach people on overcoming social anxiety, building confidence with people, and improving their communication skills. Decided to focus on three amazing ways to build confidence with people. They've worked in my personal journey from being the most shy and quiet person that you can imagine to someone that does public talks, runs events, is a lot more comfortable with people. And they've worked for all of my clients as well, tried and tested stuff. And I've wrote them down on this notepad here. And each way is a whole journey in itself, as you'll see. The first thing that I wrote down is to withdraw from destructive behaviors and get around people who believe in you. So crucial. If you live with toxic people, whether they're narcissistic, there's dysfunction, people that go against you, that create self-doubt, behave in these toxic ways where it might feel like this liquid poison that you're taking into your system. I've been around that stuff. You want to minimize the time you're spending with these people. If it's parents, probably it involves living somewhere different and visiting and managing your time around them. So when it comes to toxic people, the most important boundary by a country mile is time boundaries. There's things you can do to buffer those behaviors on a short-term basis. But to live in a dysfunctional environment with those kind of dynamics at play, people that don't understand your emotions, that go against your well-being, mental health, and they don't support you in being yourself, it will have a destructive effect. And you're making things so much harder for yourself when they don't need to be. So do your best to minimize your time around these people and not take on their negative, destructive influences. And the flip side to that is getting around people who actually believe in you. Finding your tribe, your community, a place, a space where your voice matters, where you're actually seen, you're actually listened to. People value your opinion. You want to get around these places. And you might be thinking, right now, I don't have that. It's possible that there's people watching this video that don't have anybody in their life that really believes in them. They don't have access to the help and support. What can you do in that situation? So, a substitute, which isn't as good, but is better than nothing, is to get around positive content. This might be YouTube videos, other social media, books, podcasts, so many different things you can do where you're consuming positive content, which is about growth, believing in life, believing in possibility, keeping on going, facing fears, all the key things for success. That can act as a source of support. It's not quite as good as human support, but it is better than nothing. And these days you have lots of AI as well, ChatGPT, that can be a fantastic source of support as well. So those sources of support can definitely help out and make a huge difference. But human support, people that believe in you, is going to make such a difference. Especially true if you're someone that has low self-esteem. What this means is a positive to this, and the positive is that you're more likely to take on good beliefs from other people. And if someone gives you a compliment and really believes in you, then it's more likely to stick and actually boost you up. Something that I'm going to do in my business that I'm building towards and have been for a while now is get to a stage where there's weekly events going on to help and support people. And going to events is so different than watching videos. Being actively involved, getting your ideas and your voice out there, having people listen and be supportive. Trust me, it makes a big difference. You're going to get this energy exchange that you can carry forward into your life, and you'll be amazed at how much easier things can be when you have that positivity, those good vibes in your life. So as soon as I've got the setup, green screen here, the setup for virtual events, I'm going to do one virtual event every single week, as well as my in-person events that I run in Birmingham. And this means that every person has access to at least a virtual event every single week, and the possibility to travel to Birmingham for in-person events as well. And it's always supportive, it's always good vibes, good people at my events. You're going to get a lot from it. Just being able to have a chat, connect with people, make friends, get support, and get advice, pick people's brains, get things out there, and just picking up on positive energy. So everyone's got access to at least one source of help and support. Moving on to the next point on my list here, get fit and healthy. Cutting straight to the point, does getting fit and healthy make somebody more confident in general and around people 100% without a shadow of a doubt? Again, with this, I've been on both sides of the coin. So I remember getting a Fitbit sports watch. So I got this around Christmas time, and I think it was during COVID times, sometime during the COVID lockdown. And I can't remember the numbers, but I was shocked at how high my resting heart rate had got to. And when I saw this, I knew that I had to get fit and healthy. And at this time in my life, I was just about to begin receiving coaching. So I received coaching once a week for 3 years by one of the best in the business, one of the world-class anxiety and confidence coach, which helped me to overcome my challenges. And getting fit and healthy was something that deep down I knew that I wanted to do. And this is when this kind of marks a point where I truly committed to it. Started slow with 2 circuit training classes a week, which is just general CrossFit, and different stations where you're doing press ups, burpees, squats, medicine ball pushes, box pushes, so much stuff. And it's just built from there. And in my case, I run to this gym that I train at around 5 times a week, maybe 6 times sometimes. So I get a lot of cardio in, do strength training. I also do multiple exercise classes a week. And I'm even at the stage now, fast forwarding from COVID times to now, I'm competing in this CrossFit exercise challenge called High Rocks, which you can Google and look into. I'm doing it at the NEC in Birmingham with a friend of mine who's getting fit and healthy into his training. I've done half marathons, so much stuff. Feel so much better. So there's no doubt whatsoever, any person with anxiety lacking confidence, you get the same person, fit and healthy, they're a lot more confident. Not just from the aesthetics of looking better, but actually just from how the person feels, carries themselves. And you get these endocannabinoids released into your system, these feel-good hormones, when you're getting yourself into certain heart rate zones. Such a rewarding journey, and I can't stress how much that you're going to get from this journey. But if you've not really been on it, you won't really realize or understand. So, just like getting away from toxic people, toxic behaviors, and getting around good people, getting fit and healthy, this is a journey which is experiential. And the growth that you're going to get is about personal victories. Your personal private victories, which, if you're a fan of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you'll know that all these personal victories, the private ones, they come before the public victories, the victories that other people can see and recognize. Only the right people, of course. And when it comes to getting fit and healthy, what my advice is, define what your goals are on your own terms. You don't need to get sucked into marketing hype. You don't need to become a bodybuilder if you're a man. You can choose what physique you want. In my case, I thought the ideal physique for me personally is what I would call and what other people might call a warrior physique. For example, Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Lean, very, very fit and healthy, athletic, but not super bulky. Not a physique that says I'm here to pose. Although I do respect the Greek god style, chiseled, muscular physique. It's a great physique, but I want to be super fit and healthy, have a good physique, and for it to be very, very functional. That's my personal choice. So choose the health and fitness goals that are right for you. Don't worry about comparing yourself to others. Enjoy the journey of making gradual, incremental gains and progress in your health and fitness. It will take time. This is a good thing. You'll grow at the rate you're supposed to grow at. Just start. Don't wait for a perfect plan first. Waiting for a perfect plan is choosing to live in purgatory and choosing to never get there. Choosing to remain in stasis. Just start and trust that as you go, you'll make adjustments, changes, things will get better. Even if your first plan is just, I'm just going to go to a gym, run on a treadmill, amazing. Brilliant start. Start with that. Allow it to build over time. And in the future, you'll have really, really refined plans and be doing so much. But just starting and then making progress from there, that's the right mindset. So you're going to gain so much from this journey, and life is your best teacher. One thing you get from a health and fitness journey is a sense of patience. Real success in the real world requires putting the honest hard work in, and it does take time. There's not a magic pill that is going to work in the real world. You could say there's steroids, but pros and cons, and you don't need that stuff in your journey. Doing things the honest way, it does take time, but you're building something on good foundations. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you're going to get patience from your journey. You'll learn not to compare yourself to others, because some people will have been training for over a decade. They're going to have different goals, different levels of fitness. You're on your journey. Doesn't matter what they're doing, you're on your journey. And just seeing yourself commit to something on a long-term basis like this is going to give you so much confidence, because you're going to start thinking, wait, if I can be this disciplined and commit to something for years, I can be this disciplined in another area of life, career, relationships, whatever it is, and make huge progress there too. Someone with that level of discipline and consistency deserves to be confident. You're earning your confidence through personal, private, hard-fought victories, which start to stack and mount up. The final thing that I wrote down is to be really, really honest about what your social fears are and to actually write them down in a list format. And a great way to do this is to create a pyramid. So you create a pyramid, and at the bottom of this pyramid is something that you're socially afraid to do, but it's the lowest fear on the list. It could be the one person, I'm afraid to ask a stranger for the time or directions. That could be at the base of the pyramid. Then maybe you go one level up. I'm afraid to have a conversation with a new person who I don't know, a stranger. Okay, you've gone one level up on the pyramid. Maybe you're afraid to get to know somebody over time, to meet them a second time, a third time. Maybe you're afraid to be around extroverted personalities. You're afraid to be in a big social group. You're afraid to go dancing. You're afraid to go traveling with people. You're afraid to have boundaries and confront people in a healthy and respectful way. So you stack your fears from the lowest fear to the top fear. So it's going to be a pyramid shape. And you work your way through the pyramid at your own pace. The pyramid of social fears. This is an amazing way to build confidence. And in a way, you're making it just like health and fitness goals. You're treating yourself like a confidence athlete. And you're starting off with the lowest level of resistance, which is like the lowest weight. So say you were doing a shoulder press, you're starting with the lowest weight. Maybe that's 5 kilogram dumbbells. That's the base of the pyramid. And as you work up, the weight's progressing until you have 50 kilogram dumbbells in each hand. And as you work up the pyramid, you're going to grow in confidence so much. Me personally, if you go back to high school, college, first few years at university, I found it really, really hard to ask a stranger for the time or directions. I might walk around for 3, 4 hours, struggling to do it. I might do it, I might not. That was the state I was in. But I've been climbing for many, many, many years. And if you even rewind a few years from now, I did lots of live improv comedy in Birmingham. I've been running in-person events for years now, sometimes with 40 people, public speaking on a regular basis. I do these walk-in tours in Birmingham as well to practice public speaking, top up the income, before doing public speaking coaching as a business add-on. So I, regularly meeting people from around the world, giving public talks in Birmingham, coaching people all the time, and these things they're comfortable for me to do now, but in the past would have been completely overwhelming. The stuff that I'm doing now on a regular basis, it would have been like me picking up 2 50 kilogram dumbbells, trying to shoulder press it before training. If I'd done that stuff, if you you rewind to when I was 2021, I would have collapsed under the weight. But now it's just normal. So you're building your resilience, your strength, your social armor. And these three things, they're all journeys in themselves. And the reason that it's important to go on a journey to build confidence is that confidence is the most individual thing. This is why it's not so tangible and it's hard to define. Because confidence is about you believing in yourself and you're a unique person. Although there's many similarities between people, there's no one quite like you. Probably like Eminem, Real Slim Shady. There's no one quite like you. And you believing in yourself and your uniqueness, your wavelength, your way of processing information, navigating life, your unique opinions, ideas. You believing in that uniqueness, that's real confidence. And that's not something that anybody else can give to you. It can't be manufactured or faked. It's something that you do have to earn through your own life experiences. This is why an individual journey where you're winning the battle of you versus yourself, you versus life, you versus challenges, curveballs. That's why that journey is how you build confidence. And if you can do that journey by yourself, you're really determined, you've got that mindset, amazing. Give yourself 6 months to 2 years, you're going to be like a totally new person. You're going to feel a lot more confident with people, but just in life in general. Things will feel a lot easier if you're willing to do this and you can do this on your own. That's amazing. If you feel that you're stuck, you can't commit to regular exercise, you can't join a gym, working up your pyramid of social fears, getting away from toxic people and around good people. If you feel that you need help and support to really go for that journey and commit to it 100%, to do what you need to do to get great real world results, that's where coaching comes in. And if that's something that you're looking for, something that you believe you would benefit from, I offer the first one-to-one coaching session free of charge as a taster session. So you can try the coaching, experience it, see if it's helpful for you. You can always come back if it is. If not, that's completely fine. There's no judgment. So I'm now going to shoot off because I am going to do my run to the gym, plan out a session with a client who I've got later on. I'm literally going to help face his social fears in the session, some immersion type coaching. So I do live social coaching in social environments, as well as one-to-one stuff. I'm going to do both with this guy today, who has been going for quite a while now, coming on nicely, getting more confident, getting fit and healthy, learning to hold his own in conversations, speak with a quiet confidence. Until next time, hope you have a great rest of your day.